Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video is going to be a short video on prepping and politics. Now, I know a lot of you, including myself, hate politics. We hate politicians. I hate politicians anyway. All of them. Doesn't matter whether it's a president or a councilman. All politicians suck. Especially now in these days, I feel that they're all in it for themselves. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of people don't like to get into politics when it comes to prepping. Now, in the group I run, NYC Preppers Network, we don't talk about politics. We talk about prepping. We get prepping out of the way. But now that, I have a YouTube channel, every time I'm looking at something that involves prepping, there's some political agenda behind it. And I think that there is a place to separate the two, and there's a place where you can't separate the two. And I'm going to talk more about that. I'm not going to talk about hating Democrats, hating Republicans, hating Trump, hating Obama. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about simple prepping and political, facts, if you will, right? The fact that you're going to get into prepping and you're going to be a liberal, for example, and you're going to want to prep and protect your family. Now, you happen to be a liberal that doesn't like guns. But then come to find out, you need to get a firearm or two to protect your family. But at some point, you're going to have to get dirty if the shit hits the fan, if it goes down. So with that, you start to look at laws. And you start to go, well, this is bullshit. Why can't I own a firearm, but every bad guy out there has one? Well, how come I have to pay $500 for a gun license, but a guy in the next county over is paying $50? Yes, New York City is like $4.95 or something like that to get a gun license. That's the whole process, though. Not just the license, but the entire process. So the politics start to kick in. Now you're like, shit, all right, I want to store water because, we need water. You have a rain barrel, right? Certain states, they won't let you have a rain barrel on your property, or at all for that matter. Why? Because some idiot thinks that water should be paid for because you're using less water, but you have a rain barrel on the back. They're like, well, he's saving money, or they're saving money on water because they got a rain barrel that they're drinking out of instead of using our water. So we're losing money. Again, it becomes money. Politics and money, right? It's a prepping. It's when you start getting into prepping, you start noticing these little things. You want to buy land, you start looking at all the regulations on land. You're like, why the hell are there so many regulations on land? Politics and money, man. It's all comes down to that, right? Why, when you get you want to buy a home and you want to live off the grid, why they're forcing you, in some places, not every place, they're forcing you to get power, right? This is your land. You don't want anything to do with it. But for some reason, they're forcing you to get power because they think you're winning by not getting their power. So, politics plays a big role. They look to make preppers' lives harder. Now, does any of this matter when the shit hits the fan? It probably isn't going to matter. A lot of those laws are going to go right out the fucking window, right? Rain barrels, I know guys who are still collecting rain, telling the system to go fuck themselves. I stand by everybody who tells a politician to go screw themselves when these politicians have all the water stored, when they have all the guns stored or protecting them, when they have land that they bought from backhanded deal. Meanwhile, we work, we scrounge our money together to keep our families safe, to make sure they're fed, to make sure that they're not thirsty, to make sure they have the certain meds they need, and we get our balls broken for trying to do that, right? So politics and prepping, it goes hand in hand. And at some point, you're going to have to face it. You're going to have to look at it and go, all right, I was trying to avoid politics, but I can't. You got to get into politics, right? You got to keep abreast of what's going on. I'm not saying start protesting. I'm not saying get in the flags. I'm not saying make posters and stand in front of a politician's home. I'm saying stay abreast of what's going on. Know what's going on. Know that some of these decisions could affect you and could affect your livelihood, could affect your bug out home, right? Could affect your bug out car or your firearms to protect your family. Just know what's going on. Know that they both now go hand in hand. When they used to not go hand in hand, you prepped and that was fine. Whatever you did, that was on you. But now people want to put their hands in your pockets for every little thing you do now, right? Anyway, guys, this is the, and I had to get this off my chest because it's been bothering me for a little while. the whole politics and prepping thing, and guys like, well, I don't want to get into politics. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. You got to stand your ground at some point and get your feet dirty and say some shit to people sometimes, right? Politicians, that is. So, anyway, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can hit the like button on the bottom, whether that's a thumbs up or thumbs down. You can subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I might be getting rid of the Tumblr account, by the way. And I have a podcast channel. I've had a podcast channel for the last 2 years. I'm just now promoting it because I'm an idiot. So head over to whatever podcast streaming service you use or listening service you use and look up The Angry Prepper. All right, guys, thank you for watching.